Hi everyone, it's Mr. D, and I just wanted to check in with you guys to make sure that everyone understood the lesson from today that you guys and girls learned about with the Virginia plan. And just to backtrack a little bit, if you guys and girls remember, over the past couple weeks we've been talking about governments and how the king's government was too strong and the colonists decided to break away from that and get rid of it and start a new government. But that didn't work out well because they intentionally made their new government, the Articles of Confederation, too weak. And it was helpless, couldn't really function and do what it was supposed to do as a government. So they've learned that they do not need a government too strong like a king, not too weak like the Articles of Confederation. So what do? They meet in Philadelphia to create a new government at the Constitutional Convention. And there are going to be a lot of people there, and they're going to come up with their own ideas of what the government should look like. And over the next couple of days, you're going to see three plans. The first one today that you learned about was called the Virginia Plan. And this particular plan was created by a man by the name of James Madison. And if you looked at that population census sheet that you were given, you'll see that each state has their own set of population, the people in their state. Some states have slaves too, some states have a lot of slaves. And if you notice, this particular plan came from a very, very large state. I mean, they had over 400,000 people, and that's actually pretty big for the time. So this actually is going to be nicknamed the Large State Plan. Now, this particular plan proposed that the new government, by the way, you're going to see my beautiful trees now, they're a work of art. Try to keep up. They're going to create a government. I like to use a tree as like an example because a tree is the reason being is because the government is going to call three branches of the government. So I'm actually going to call this tree trunk right here the U.S. government. And it's going to be strong like a tree, but not too strong. It could be knocked over if it has to. But this particular plan called for, this is where the beauty comes in, a three-branch government. So you should all have written down and drawn a three-branch government. Doesn't have to look as beautiful as mine because it can't. This particular tree has the three branches, and we're going to name each branch. Each branch is going to be equal. Not one will be more stronger than the other. They all have their own separate jobs, though. So, the first branch, let me draw this real quick. Sorry, let me put some foliage in there. One branch, two branch, and three branch. So, it doesn't matter where you put your branches, but just know that they're all equal. So, the first branch that I'm going to put in here is going to be called the legislative branch. So, I'm going to right here. And this branch is very important. This branch is going to create the laws. And this is going to create the laws for the country that people are going to have to follow. And they're going to have to do this. But what people do is they elect someone from each state to be part of this branch to help make the rules. So each state's going to have representation. This particular branch proposed to have two lawmaking bodies. It's actually called unicameral. No, I'm sorry, bicameral. Bicameral. So the branch is going to have something called the House of Representatives. So I call it the House of Reps. And then also the branch is going to have another house in here. It's going to be called the Senate. And these two houses together are going to make the rules and laws for the country. But here's the catch. This is the big thing right here that you guys and girls need to know. For this branch, each state is going to get representation in it. But notice this is called the Large State Plan. Everything is going to be based on population. So, the more people you have in your state, the more say in the lawmaking process you have. So you notice that Virginia had over 400,000 people. They're going to get a lot more representatives in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, so they're going to have more say in what the laws are. A lot of people thought that since their state was really big, they should have more of a say. If you look at smaller states like Rhode Island, they look at those states and say, well, there aren't many people that live there, so why should they have more of a say than I do when I live in Virginia? So that's going to be a little bit of an argument right here. This right here is going to be the biggest argument of the entire Constitutional Convention. Next, the other area that you're going to see is they actually decide they are going to create a government that has an executive branch. And if you remember, the executive branch was the president or some sort of a leader. They understand they need one leader, but this leader, though, is not going to be the one person that makes all decisions. This particular branch is going to have a president, and this branch is going to enforce the laws. So they make sure the laws are being carried out, the laws are being followed, and they're being followed effectively. So if the legislative branch makes a law, all the states agree upon it, and they think they have a majority of it, this executive branch is going to carry it out and make sure that those laws are being followed strictly and not being abused. And the last one is going to be something that's very important too. Remember, as I said, all three of them are very important. No one more bigger than the other. This branch is going to be called the judicial branch. And this branch is responsible for judging the laws. So this is like the court system. This is going to say, hey, this law that was made in this branch right here, can you actually do it? They're going to make sure that this law is going to be legal and that it's not following something that is illegal or not trampling all over people's rights. So therefore, you have a government that has three branches. The main thing about this particular government that's in the Virginia plan is population is the key. The larger your state is, the more say you have in making laws. And this is going to make very big states happy, like Pennsylvania and Virginia. But as you're going to see tomorrow, a lot of small states are going to say this is not fair. This is also making us feel like we are not having a say and a voice. And tomorrow you're going to see the New Jersey plan, small state plan. All right, so be good. If you have any questions about this, let me know, and I will clarify. But this will be on there for you to see and look over it again and again and again for your viewing pleasure, which was awesome. All right, guys and girls, I'll see you.